All right, this recording we're going to go ahead and start on working on the armory gallery lighting. So I want everyone to kind of start with this project first before they go on through theirs. We're not going to do sun and sky today. We're just going to do area lights coming in, flooding up. These are very white. I did knock it down to a yellow, but they definitely need a little bit more yellow to kind of give a believability that this is outside light coming in. Now we don't have much modeled outside this room, so you can definitely knock down the intensity of this, so that's not our focus. But definitely the outside light is great. So you can see the IS lights, I have only 3 in this scene. I think I was using a number 8. So it's probably a good idea that we look at our pictures and see what kind of light is being thrown by these spotlights. See if they do have this look, and you can definitely easily replace these with the library of IES lights that we have. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what I did is I went ahead and rescaled the armory gallery here, but if you notice, I hit 5 and 6. I don't have any of my coloring. So what I did is actually put all my texture on here. See how everything is on my desktop. This is not the way to do this, but I did throw it on there really quickly so that I can see my textures. You probably will want to stitch these textures correctly instead of dumping onto the desktop like I did. All right, so this is our scene. You can see as I rotate that our camera has a hard time staying in there because the size of the camera is very big compared to the scene. All right, so we're in centimeter mode. I'll show you real quick what that looks like. Go to Maya, settings, and we're in centimeter. We definitely want it to be in centimeter mode for this to work correctly. So Matthew's team did a really excellent job on making this model. It's very, very simple, so this is really good to kind of start off with our lighting schemes with this model. There's 2 other models that are very heavy, so I'll just make sure this is nice and light. So I'll go ahead and create a locator, and I'm going to pull it out here so I can actually see what I'm grabbing. So I'll go ahead and do a marquee, select everything, and shift select, make sure that locator is the last thing to be selected, and hit P. All right, you can always select the geometry and use the up arrow to go up, or you can just go ahead and select the locator itself to grab everything you see. All right, in previous tutorials I've made actually a yardstick, and the yardstick actually goes beyond here, so about 30.48 centimeters equal a foot. So what I'm going to do is just kind of scale this up and eyeball it. One of the things I've figured out is that our scan is really deadly accurate, so we don't need to worry about scaling this up. We can actually just go in here and type in 100. I've noticed when I kicked out the information from Geomagic Wrap that it was set in millimeters. So this, our scale of our scene was already tiny. So if we just go up to 100% on our X, Y, Z, it should be in proper scale. Now this is in theory, I haven't really tested it, but I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball that, knowing that our grid there is a foot. And looking at other tutorials, this does look like a proper scale. Alright, so if this is 1 foot, this is 2 foot, and 3 foot. That's about the width of a door. Alright, so it's about the width of a yardstick, maybe a little bit longer. Alright, so that's a really quick way to scale this up, is just do your scale X 100, 100, 100, since it was coming from a far scanner, which is true clean data of the site. Alright, so let's go ahead and you can lock that room down so you don't keep grabbing things. Go into up arrow, right click, add selected, and I hit R. That way we're not selecting anything by accident. Right. So I'll go ahead and create my first IES light. Again, I'm not going to do sun and sky with this. This is a little bit of light. I know Justin Fine and a couple other teams with David Mills, they have a lot of light coming in, but I still want to just try doing that with area lights instead of sun and sky. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and create a line. Make sure your Vray plugin is checked on. So we're going to go ahead and do an IES light. All right, so I'm going to bring this in. It's going to be tiny because we don't have anything, nothing on it with the IES library. Let's go ahead and go into our attribute editor and go into our folder. And go to my desktop. And I'm going to go to Monday morning, I think it was. IES. I think I used the number 8. Okay. So if they see the fall off rate here, it's actually pretty good. I've been testing it earlier this morning, so it looks pretty good. All right, so if I zoom out, you can see that the size of my IES light has grown exponentially. So we'll just go ahead and size this up, and we'll actually put it where it belongs. So I actually hit V for Victor and just kind of snap it to my light here, so you don't have to kind of adjust it a million times. And we'll go ahead and roughly put it on the face of this spotlight. Hit 4 probably help to see through it. Try to get the angle. You can size this stuff down, but it won't affect the light at all. If you size this up, it won't actually size the focus of the light. Alright, so we've got our light on. Let's go ahead and turn on our shadows. Make sure your soft shadow is on. You can go up to subdivisions. I would suggest keeping it at 8 for now, and at the very, very end, jump it up to 16, just because you'll have slower render times. But definitely remember at the very end to turn this up to 16 so you have really good quality render. All right, so we look all the way down here, everything looks good. So let's go to our render settings, and we're going to go to our Vray. Okay, adaptive, we're going to go to our color mapping. I think I was doing HSV exponential. It was giving a nice look. And we got our soft shadows 16, and let's go to indirect. And we have a global illuminations is on. And for my primary bounces, I have iridescence and also brute force for my secondary round. All right. So let's go ahead, close that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so we can see. Now these renders do take a long time. I'll hit 5 and 6, make sure I'm not outside the wall there. So I'll go ahead and do a render. And this will take long, so it'll take a lot of patience today. So we are rendering at 640 by 480. You can knock this down in the Vray settings to 320 by 240 if you want. So you do some really quick passes, because once you add 3 or 4 or 5 lights just on this track, and then a 4 or 5 on the other side, and then 6 or 7 on the back, it's definitely going to really slow down. So definitely consider that your size here. Okay. So again, this was, I think this was number 8. Definitely go and look at the photographs and see what the lens and also what the light is doing for this area. All right. So this is just one light. It's very dark, but we are going to duplicate these and put them down into different tracks. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now I'm not sure why my rendering is not taking place in here. I've been trying to save, but it's not saving within this view, so we don't have that tracking back and forth. So I'm not sure what is going on. So let's go ahead. One of the cool things about this is you can actually Apple D this and duplicate this. So I hit F, hit 4. Rotate it. Again, remember the circle is pointing to your direction that you want the light to go. So don't have this reverse and expect it to work. It'll actually throw light in a different direction. So this is great. I know the gallery director is using this model now to kind of set up for next shows to see what the space will look like for upcoming shows. So this is pretty cool that we can actually light it and you can see what the show will look like lit too. So this is pretty neat that we have this model. Alright, so I'm just Appled in. It is actually copying past experience with Maya lights. So this is not the case. Usually they build them from scratch. So just go in there, use your definitely use your core mode to look around. Also use your V to snap it to make sure that the light is sitting in front of it so that the geometry doesn't block the light. So what I'm going to do is just a real quick render, and I'll probably stop the recording so it doesn't take forever. And then on the next recording, I'll show you what this looks like, and then we'll start working with the area light so you can get a little bit of a flood of a light coming in through this entryway. Alright, talk to you in a second.